All right, folks, Scooter here today. The mission, go up, visit Riddle, and see how his repair on the intake manifold he has is going. Hooker, one of our members and one of the guys who watches our videos, has a complaint about the gimbal and the shakiness of this, so we're trying some different techniques and some different settings in the camera to try to make it less shaky. You let us know how it's going, okay, Hooker? Hooker. See you guys in the air. Aviation, the way it was meant to be. Okay, so today we're going from Oakland, Troy up to Marlette, where Riddle is doing his annual.
Oakland Troy traffic, Stinson, rolling 9er, northeast or north, Oakland Troy. Halfway to Marlette here now. Finally, spring has completely sprung in Michigan. We've got green fields. Some of them are plowed. Leaves on the trees. The flowering trees are in full bloom. It's beautiful. We do have some of the spring winds this morning, but not too bad. Overcast skies. We had a front move through yesterday, so we're on the back side of that front now. A little showery weather. That's this morning, that's mainly moved out. So we're about 10 minutes out. Should be on the ground here in Marlette, well, in 10 minutes. So we'll catch you there. Thanks a lot. All right, so what we're going to do on this is we're going to show you how you land the Stinson 108, or I'm going to walk you through a Stinson 108 landing. First of all, we're up here at Marlette. I got to figure out what the altitude of the field is. 900 feet. We're going to fly over the top of the field and look at the windsock quickly and see what runway we should be landing on. Got it in front of me now, put the chart away. My assumption is we're going to land on runway 9 because of winds in the area. So as I come across, I'm going to slow the aircraft down, or slow the RPM down, slow the aircraft down about 2,400. It allows for some cooling above the no operate band here on the Stinson, which in this one is between 22 and 21 and 2,300 RPM. So being a 6-cylinder, I do want to cool the engine down a bit. Flying over the top of the field here. Almost directly to runway 18, so we're gonna, or 19, so we're gonna run runway 19. Marlette traffic, this is Stinson, downwind, runway 9, Marlette. Come back through that yellow no transition ground, put on the carburetor heat, bring it back to 2200 and trim for a slower airspeed. Mixture rich, fuel fullest tank, carburetor heat on. Now as I slow down, bring it back to about 1600 RPM or so, loosen up the shoulder harness, get the first notch of flaps in at 80. I can tighten the shoulder harness back up now. And we'll hold that 80 miles an hour as we turn base. I'm pitching for 80. RPMs are in the 14 to 1500, and I'm looking over my shoulder. I can see the runway 19. Wants to pick up speed, so I'm going to give it a little more trim. Standard landing, just trying to make a very stable approach with the aircraft. Power primarily for altitude and pitch for airspeed at this point. Going beyond the runway, there is a east component up here, obviously, though the windsock did show it. All right, last notch of flaps on final here. If I don't like this or I see something that might make me believe that 9's better, I will switch over to 9. Looks to be quartering. Alright, I don't like it. Carb heat in, full power, pitch up. First notch of flaps out, second notch of flaps out.
Airbound traffic, Medevac 159 Mike Tango.
We're going to come back around and try 9 on the go.
Miles to the north.
Alright, positive rate, we're full up, full airspeed. Looking good on the go around. right, so there's your go around. Don't be afraid to throw a bad one into the basket. You can always go around. We're gonna have a crosswind from the right this time. I won't get blown through. Put the last notch of flaps in a little earlier this time. Getting bumped around here like I don't like.
Traffic 646 up for final.
10. All right. Got the flare here. Little crosswind correction. There we go. On the ground. Oh, she wants the weather vane. Big ass tail.
Oh my God, you got that thing apart.
Yes.
That's horrible.
Welcome to ownership. We got a week of fun.
And he's working on it. At least it's your airplane and not mine.
That's true. That's true.
It's got to be more rewarding to be working on yours than mine.
A little bit, although as I write the checks for the parts, I kind of wish it was yours. All of this to change one gasket. It's the importance of making sure the gaskets are on right. Because one gasket, although the part in itself was $5, was 5 hours worth of labor to get to it to change it.
Today we got the manifold back up, resealed, the intake manifold. We got the exhaust system, the pipes at least cleaned off, and one of them ready for mounting. You got half the timing done?
Half the timing done.
All right. And
As soon as I figure out how we're gonna separate the nut from the stud for the exhaust, like that, and we can put the stud back in where it belongs, and the nut back where it belongs, then we'll get the exhaust mounted back up.
you know
and
they
get ready to fly.
sell studs and nuts, right?
They do, and that might be the option that I go for. We have to call the guru and find out if he has any studs and nuts in stock, because this isn't a Lycoming. And that's one thing about the Stinson. It doesn't have a Lycoming on it. The parts are not sitting on a shelf ready to go all the time.
Alright, so we're going to taxi the big tail out. I'm going to go through a takeoff here with the Stinson 108-3 for you also. Now, we do have some dusty winds today, and I don't care what anyone says, this particular aircraft does not like to taxi in the wind. Once the tail comes alive, things aren't so bad with it. Alright, the run-up is complete. We're ready to go. We're gonna take off down runway 19. Be a slight left crosswind, not much though, and head out toward Oakland Troy Airport. Marlette traffic, Stinson, runway 19, straight out Oakland Troy, Marlette. So we'll line up on the runway. The tail wheel trick here, make sure the tail wheel's engaged, roll a few feet forward and gently increase the throttle. Oil temperature is good, oil pressure is good, airspeed's alive and indicating the tail comes up. There's 60, slowly pull back and the aircraft will come up. We're accelerating 70, 75, there's 80. 80 is our climb out speed on this. I'm going to climb out at that 80, trying to make altitude. We're looking for 400 feet. At that point I would turn back toward the airport if something were to happen. Right now I am straight ahead into a field. We're holding that pitch attitude to hold 80. There's my 400 feet. At this point, I'm going to transition over to a cruise climb. I do have the return to the airport made at this point, and we'll increase the cooling on the engine, make it easier, and then start making some speed forward. We've now accelerated to 100 miles an hour, and I'll hold this 100 mile an hour climb up to about 1,500 feet.
All right, so we're done. We went up to Marlette today, helped Riddle with his annual. He wants to have it done before the end of the month since it goes out of annual. It was a nice afternoon. Got to fly the airplane a little bit today. Got to help a friend out. That's what flying is all about. Going out, having some fun, helping other people, sharing your time. Appreciate you folks turning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that every time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. 1 second. Hooker. Was the video better this time? A little more stable? Haha.